Hi, my name is Wojciech, and I'm just a regular guy working in IT as an interface designer. And last week, my good friend, who is also a doctor, was delivering medical supplies to soldiers fighting in the war in Bakhmut, Ukraine. He asked me to be his backup driver, and what was supposed to be a couple of hours drive to Lviv ended up being a 3,000-kilometer journey through tragedy, emotions, personal stories, and the beauty of the Ukrainian country. We met with my friend Halinka, a girl I worked with in Mobica, in her home in Lviv. And last time we saw each other was 4 years ago. During dinner, she told us that the most of the restaurants require people to pay up front. This is because of airstrikes. And when the warning comes on your cell phone, you're supposed to be ready to get up and leave, look for shelter. Later that night, I got my first airstrike alert on my phone. We were already in a car on our way to Kiev at that time. Halinka was on her way to see a movie, but obviously, the movie was cancelled. The reason we went to Kiev was we missed a courier heading to the front lines, and we had to give the supplies to a person that is trusted for reasons that I will reveal at the end of the video. It was a 6-hour drive through what seemed to be like an endless meadow, forests, wetlands, and fields of sprouting wheat. On our way, we saw many road blockades, improvised defensive stations, military checkpoints, as well as kids that seemed to be the same everywhere in the world. They were just playing on tanks and car wreckages, completely carefree as kids do. Part of my visit in Kiev was the need to see the city of Irpin, since I got to personally know people who lived there and had to leave because of what the storming Russian forces did to their homes. Irina, being one of them, lives just a few blocks away from me now. We see each other every day in the park where we walk our dogs. So I had to see it for myself, and this is what I saw. Note that the pictures you see here were taken a couple of days ago, almost a year after the attack. A lot of the rubble was cleared and the people of Irpin started to rebuild, but still, being there just left me speechless. Kids playing in the rubble next to trenches, neighbors having a beer next to wreckages burned to ash. Yet this is my friend's apartment. With a press of a button, years worth of work and sacrifices she made to buy this flat went up in flames just in seconds as the incendiary ammunition hit the block. You might notice also the little holes. These are the shrapnels, little pieces of metal designed specifically to induce maximal human casualties. As people realized there's a guy taking pictures, they started approaching me and telling their stories. Everyone wanted to be heard. Everyone wanted to be witnessed, like the girl, Oksana, who walked us around the destroyed unit. Life goes on in Irpin, and people try their best to move on with their lives, but I can't say they will ever forget what happened. So the reason we didn't use postal services or even went through one of many foundations that are shipping aid to Ukraine was the words of our friend Vasil. So this guy is just an interesting individual in itself. He came back from Stanford, which is New York, USA, to fight in the war last April. He is a combat medic and in a reconnaissance group currently stationed in Bakhmut. During our ride to Kiev, we spoke on the phone for an hour, and amongst many things reflecting the reality of the Eastern Front, he told us that it's really difficult to transfer any equipment that far down east. Usually they need to rely on family members or sworn military couriers. And the defense effort always needs more. The rate at which the soldiers burn through their supplies is unimaginable. They need medical supplies, batteries, boots, warm clothes, and lots of drones to keep themselves and the people around them safe. This is why I want something good to come out of my little excursion. If I can get just one drone sent out to his unit, it would be worth it for me. But these things are hard to come by and they are very expensive. So since Vasil is in a reconnaissance, he needs thermal vision that only a selected type of drones can provide. One of them being the DJI Mavic 3T, which costs around $6,000, which is the equivalent of 26,000 Polish zlotys. If that sounds like something you can help me out with, I and the boys back in Bakhmut would be extremely grateful. Let me know if you liked the video, and I can make another one about Vasil and his team, but also about Kiev and my time in Bucha, since there's so many things I have to leave out just to keep this short. Thanks.